Hello and welcome back to Cities, Skylines, Better Cities, and in today's episode we're gonna be building a high-speed rail network, and more specifically Japanese Maglev Shinkansen. But before we do that, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and if you have something to say, also don't forget to comment on this video. And for some more content, you could also visit my Instagram where I post every single day. Now, as you can see, I've messed a little bit with a theme mixer, so the city looks quite differently, and we also gonna have a major expansion. Down here we have this area of land that we're gonna use, but before we do that, we're gonna do our high-speed rail network, and it's gonna help us, and it's gonna help the development of the future city. So let's see, where are we gonna place the stations, and then we're gonna build the tracks and place our maglev. I don't really think we need to make it perfect at this point. What we need is to roughly mark out the area where we're going to have the station itself, and we're going to have quite a few of them. I think what we're going to have here is we're going to have one over here adjacent to the CBD area and this area called Hampton Wharf down here, which is going to expand all the way down here. And then we're going to have another station on the other side down here, Hudson Square. Over here we're going to have another station for the maglev, and then the other one might be over here next to the airport, or we might as well have one on the other side here. The only thing is I wouldn't really want to go over this river and build a bridge. That's the only option for those tracks. But we'll see how to get around this, or how do we fix this. Is there any other better way to connect the two sides of the city? First of all, let's make sure we have enough electricity and water in this area. We're not going to build it perfectly fine. We're just going to have something temporary, and then we're going to build on top of what we have. We just need something to start this new area. And now let's find the station that we're going to use today. So we're going to use these tracks for SCMAGLEV, and then we're going to use the SCMAGLEV crossing station. Let's see, how are we going to place it. We're going to place it like this, and we can connect up to, I think we can connect two tracks, yeah, one on either side, and I'm not quite sure if we're going to need to do that. I don't think these are supposed to be like a two-way or a one-way track. Is it a one-way track? Let's see. We need to make sure that it looks more or less realistic. We don't really want to have anything funny looking. We just want to have a functional and pleasant to look at network. So let's start building. I think we're gonna have, how can we make that big of a curve? Let's place the station first, and then we're gonna figure out how to connect the station. That'll be a much easier task, and that will be much faster, and instead of just getting bogged down with what is going to go where and how it's going to be connected. Let's see, can we expand this road? It doesn't make sense to connect to that road, and then if we connect to this one, we have this building that we need to move somewhere, and this stop can go. This is an office building, so we'll have to move it to place it somewhere off to one side. Okay, I think, yeah, over here will be just fine. And now we can connect this road to the other one, and this one can go for now. Don't really care about it now. Okay, and now we also need to move these buildings out of the way. Okay, this one can go here, and the garden somewhere, maybe around this area. Okay, that'll be just fine. We're gonna have a lot of relocations, obviously, due to this massive project. Let's place the station, and then let's see what's going to happen in this area. Okay, I think that will do. That will do, and all of this residential will have to go eventually. And then we have a metro station. We have quite a few metro stations in this area. We'll have to figure out a way to integrate them with the maglev station as well. Let's remove all of this. This entire area is going to be redesigned and slightly updated, so that is not a big deal. We can remove all of these things. We're going to take care of that later on. For now, let's just focus on the maglev project. Alright, that one won't go into place. Let's just remove it. And then we have this high school that could go to the other side. Okay, that looks good. And now we have the maglev station in place. Let's move this thing over here. Okay, nobody really cares where it's placed. And then let's see if our maglev is going to go across the river to this area down here. If it goes down here and it is not connected to the airport, that's going to be a little bit awkward. Or maybe we could connect it to two airports instead. That'll be also really nice. We could move people easily to two of our major business hubs, and I'm not quite sure about the other side. We can figure that out later on. And for now, let's try to free up some space where we could place another station. Alright, so we have our airport. I think it would make a lot of sense to have a road running down here if we can. And yes, we can. And now let's try to place a station. Okay, that would look something like this. And this airport might get eventually replaced. I don't know if it's going to be enough of a curve. It seems like it should be enough. And then we can have, if we have two tracks connecting to this side, we can have one of them going down here to the other airport, which would be really nice. Let's see, yeah, we can place a station right there. That would be really great. And then the other one could go to the opposite side and into our transport hub down here. And let's see how that could work out in this area, because this is going to be a much more crowded area, so that will be slightly harder to fit in. And if it's too far from the transportation hub, it doesn't really make as much sense as it would otherwise. Let's see, we cannot place it here, can we? It has to be the right angle, the right shape. I'm actually thinking to remove the monorail from this area once we have the new station, and let's try to fit it in. No, that won't let me. Okay, yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine now. All that's left is for us to construct the tracks and then connect the entire network and see how that goes. And I think actually trains, metro and public transport are going to be a huge priority for the next episodes, because the city is going to be growing and we do need some reliable form of transportation. And rail, it just seems to be that one suitable option for this city. And a lot of inspiration is going to be coming from Japan and Tokyo specifically. That's the city that is famous for its enormous population and for its absolutely stunningly efficient public transport network, so that is probably a good place to learn from in terms of building a big city that functions well and gets people around. And now we have a lot of things standing in the way, and we'll have to figure out how do we make this river crossing with enough of a curve. Oh, that'll be really challenging. I think let's remove. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the ferry network from this area, the ferry pathway, because we just need to connect this in order for it to work. And yeah, the ferries are not actually transporting as many people as trains and metro in our city, and ferries are not going to be that much of a priority because, well, we do have canals, but it's not the network is not that extensive and it's not as convenient for moving people around. I think this kind of looks okay. The curve is a little bit too big. That would potentially mean that we cannot reach the top speed from this track, but it's okay. That probably wouldn't be as fast as it's supposed to be, but that's totally fine in this case. Let's see, how do we cross to the other side? Remove this road for now. The in-game solution for the maglev trains is actually still a monorail, because that's kind of the closest thing you can get in the game that functions, that has like similar kind of tracks. So that is not exactly a train, network. And now let's see if we can build this road back, or maybe let's leave it as it is. Let's just go with the tracks. This is not ideal. I don't know if it's going to function well or not. I hope it's gonna work. And now let's see, where do we take it next? Ideally, I think it would have to go. Maybe we could take it like all together, like a bigger curve from here to here, and then we remove the monorail. I think that will make much more sense. Let's try to get a really gentle curve. That's not ideal, but let's try to see what can we get out of this. Let's remove the monorail track, and then we're gonna have a straight on. I have a feeling like a lot of people are gonna be using it because the original monorail line had like not too many people, but enough for this district. Like reasonable numbers of people using it every day. And now let's see if we can build it like as a complete straight from here to there. Does it really have to be that high? Oh, I don't think so. Let's go with it like a 10-meter one. That'll make more sense. And I think we can start from here. And let's see how far can we get with this. Up to here, I guess. That'll be the straightest point. And then we're gonna need another tricky curve down here. Let's see if we can do it. Once again, we're trying to get as gentle of a curve as possible. This is not even the high-speed rail. This is a maglev that is supposed to go up to 600 kilometers per hour when it's gonna be complete, according to, well, the Japanese people who designed it. Let's see. Okay, that will have to move slightly to the other way. Okay. Not that gentle, but that'll be good enough. Good enough, as I like to call it. That will do for our area here. And we might need to remove this building. Okay, not empty. Let's go move it done. Alright, this one out of the way. We're building the future of our city. Let's see. Not everybody's liking it though, but it's okay. Once they can ride it, they will love it. We're gonna go with the anarchy. Okay. Anarchy always works. Okay, so we have these beautiful curves going all over the place. And now we're gonna have to figure out a slightly harder part of this. How do we go about this part? It's also gonna be elevated. It'll have to be slightly higher. We do have enough space. I think we do have enough space for that. We can have let's see, where do we go with this one? That could go down here. Nobody's gonna care. All right, we have this empty area. Maybe not so empty, but kind of not as crowded. What do we have? This can go. That could go too. That's an odd place for it. Okay, eventually we'll need it to run over here. So let's get a straight line out of the way, and then we're gonna figure out the rest of the line. Where we can get a straight, we can get, let's see, how much of a straight line can we get here? We need something really long anarchy off. Okay, how do we go about this? I think it would have to go. Now that's getting in the way. Let's see. On the side next to the train, maybe. Nope. That will not fit in. Let's see if we can move this section of the highway slightly down. Alright, maybe we can have it run from here, and that will be between the highway and train tracks. Ideally, I don't know if it's gonna work. No, doesn't seem so. What if we go the other way around? Can we have it as a straight line going from here? Yeah, that looks like something. And now let's see what we have here. Oh, we used to have a train station here. That doesn't really matter. We can remove all of this, we can get the connection to this one later on. And now let's see if we can have another more or less straight line coming up down here. Alright, that's done. That's not that much of a curve. And now let's get another straight line on this side and see how that all connects. Alright, that does look fine. That should work, and now let's see if it's actually going to work. And now let's try to figure out the other part of the route down here. So once again, we need as many straight lines as possible, so let's go with this one here. 15 meters, let's go with the arrow key. Next to the road, over that one and that one. Okay, that does look fine. That doesn't look like something weird. That's totally fine. And now let's try to connect to this track down here. Alright, this bit seems to work. Let's take a look at this one. So once again, we need a straight line here, and that is something we can get easily because we have a massive piece of land that is not occupied with anything, and that is a really good thing. The reason why I'm trying to implement these train, metro, and other transit networks before the major expansion is because it's going to be much harder to fit in something when the city is like 90% built. If you don't leave enough space for any of these things, for the major infrastructure, you will have to remove plenty of things to build something very simple, and that is not something that I'm willing to accept, so I'm trying to make the preparation work while it's still possible. Now it does look like we've completed the loop, and now it's time to set up the lines and see if it's enough or if we do need to add something new. Let's take a look at our monorail lines. That's where we're gonna have to look for our, let's remove this and this. That's where we have to look for our maglev, and let's create a new line. Did we add a stop? Yes, we did, and that is going to be one stop, and the next stop is going to be down here. Let's see how that's going to work. Which track do we use? Yeah, that's the one. And the next stop is going to be down over here, and then the other one is going to be in this massive transportation hub that we've built in one of the previous episodes. Let's add a stop here as well, and let's try to do the other way around. We're gonna have another stop on the other side if we can. Oh, we'll still have to use, yeah, we'll have to use the same platform, and that's a little bit of a problem. That is something we'll need to address. Let's just see how it runs, and then we're gonna fix all of the things that we need to fix. And we also forgot to add a track that goes into the airport. I think here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna complete the line, and then we're gonna check to make sure we're using the right, let's call it maglev 01, and then we're gonna check to make sure depot, we do have the depot, and let's see what vehicles we're going to use. We're going to use SCMAGLEV, and that's the only one. Let's add a couple of vehicles. Let's go with 3 and see how that goes. We're going to let it run, and meanwhile we're going to build the track that goes into the airport station from this one. So we're going to have, let's see how it's going to work. Oh, we do have a lot of empty land, which is really handy, because we're going to be building something that takes up a lot of space. Alright, this curve doesn't really look all that gentle, but that is okay. Let's go with the arrow key for now, so that we can build this thing easily and quickly. And then we're going to fix a couple of details later on. Alright, so we might need to fix it a little bit later, but for now that'll be totally fine. Let's see if we can actually find any of the maglevs on the line. Oh wow, that does actually look like it's moving really fast. Look at it. Oh, Alright, so the curve definitely needs to be slightly fixed because now it's looking a little bit funny. It's just shaking all over the place. I don't know if it's something with the model or with the track, but it does seem to fly much faster than anything we use in the standard game. Okay, it seems, yeah, the ride is a little bit shaky, and that is something I didn't expect. And now it's slowing down. Oh, this is a work of beauty. Come on. This really is the fastest kind of transportation you can get in your city. Absolutely magnificent. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can have. I don't know if we use the traffic manager. Can we set the speed limits for the trains as well? No limit. That's what it says. So that's exactly what it looks like. It does look like there is no limit. And let's take a look at it one more time. Ooh, this does look really cool. This is like the coolest thing I've built for my city. I really haven't built anything as great as this thing is. It's just such a cool thing, and it's moved so fast. I'm not sure I've seen anything move so fast in this game before. This is the fastest train, the fastest vehicle. I think it even looks like it moves faster than the planes when they take off. Ooh, when it takes off, absolutely beautiful. Look at this shape, and you can change the color according to the line the vehicle is going to look. It's going to match the line color. Absolutely stunning. Like it does look a little bit shaky. I don't know if it has something to do like with the model or with the physics of the game, but eventually it's just such a cool thing, and it moves really fast. I'm absolutely loving what I see, and this was absolutely worth it. I think apart from this, we're also going to have some high-speed trains, but trains are trains, and this is maglev. This is the future of transportation, allegedly, that is falling off the track for some reason. This one was made for this track, and that is slightly weird, but that's okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is pretty much it for today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.